Today we talk about 10 ideas to create content during this lockdown. The most important thing that you need to know is these 10 content ideas are key to creating a personal brand, because your personal brand is all about value creation. It's all about who are you, what are you bringing to the world, and how will the world benefit from it. And creating special content for your audience is super important. They will feel heard and they will follow you until the end. So as we go along, please leave down in the comments which of these 10 ideas did you like the most. Put in a timestamp of the section you like the most so I can create more content that is relevant to you. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Shared Diversity. If you are new, salam, my name is Sina. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Let's talk about the importance of creating content during this lockdown again. And I don't know about you, but you can't tell me that you're not consuming anything at the moment. People who are staying at home, people who are working from home, they're going to listen to more podcasts and they're going to watch more YouTube, Netflix, TikTok, and whatever you are consuming. While the stock market is crashing, anything that has to do with online consumption is booming. Netflix and YouTube have to lower their streaming quality because there's so many people consuming right now. That should tell you that you have to start creating content, because there are so many eyes and attention out there right now that you have to take advantage of. Whether you have a business brand or a personal brand, and we all have personal brands, let's rewind. Your personal brand is your reputation. It's the way people speak about you behind your back, and it's your legacy. And you should make sure you are controlling your personal brand. But whether you are owning a business, whether you are an entrepreneur, freelancer, or you're an employee, or you just want to generally work on your personal brand to showcase your expertise or create a business in the future, you have to create content that is special to this time. We all are staying at home right now, and we don't want to hear about anyone traveling to Southeast Asia and talking about the amazing food they have there, because nobody can do this right now. People want to know things that are relevant for their situation at this moment. So what is relevant to your audience? You have to create special content that will really capture their attention. And people are facing unique circumstances right now. People are at home and they are locked down, and the family is at home and they have to figure out their life from the start because things have changed. Not so much for me, because this is my lifestyle and I just go out alone for walks and I sit here on my laptop and work alone. I don't have a social life, so for me nothing really has changed. But anyways, for most people things have changed, so you have to adapt to their situation. So you gotta create special content that fits with the situation people are finding themselves in right now. And this principle applies to anything that anyone goes through at any time, whether that is life change, current situations, political or economic changes, whether that are trends or the coronavirus that we're facing right now. You have to create special content for when people are in the situation that they can consume at this time. So general rule of thumb, know your audience and know what they go through. What are the problems they are facing right now? What are the solutions they are looking for? What can you provide to solve their problems? And what opportunities are there that you create for them? So whether you are an artist, a nutritionist, a mental health consultant, a coach, or a lawyer, you have to create special content that fits to your audience. So let's talk about 10 ideas for content you can create during this lockdown. Number 1, revamps. People are at home right now and they look around and they see, damn, my wardrobe is messed up. Oh man, my health is not really good at the moment. It's kind of like the situation you have before New Year's. People are trying to revamp their life mid-year and to get out stronger after the virus is over and after this lockdown, because right now you're at home, you have time. Just as people have time during Christmas and before New Year's, they are trying to revamp their life and figure out a new way of being. So revamps can go from organizing your home to revamping your time management or your wardrobe or your health and fitness. So let's say you own a hijab brand, right? You help people revamp their wardrobe and especially to organize their hijabs. I am telling you, I'm looking at my hijabs these days and I pick them out and say, I am coming back to you. I will iron you. I will take care of you. But right now I have a Skype meeting and I don't have time for this. So I would love to get content from a hijab brand owner to tell me, how can I finally organize my hijabs? Because it looks like they are nice for 2-3 weeks, and then in week 4 everything just crashes and burns, and I don't know, is this gray or black? I don't know where is the end and where's the beginning of this hijab. And I just take the same hijab, I keep it outside, and there's no creativity whatsoever. So that's the content you can create. You can create organizing your wardrobe and finally sorting out your hijabs, or finally selecting the hijabs that are perfect for everyday outfits, or this is how you take care of your hijabs finally, or this is how you finally revamp your wardrobe to be modest. All these are ideas for content you can create for your audience right now. Number 2, at home work. There are so many people right now working from home. Obviously, even if you are in a physical business, people are still trying to figure out a way how to work from home and how to use Skype and all these tools and be productive while you just want to take a nap. So let's say your expertise is in time management and productivity. You can create special content that helps people to work from home and still be productive, even more productive than they would be in the office, or at least keep their productivity levels at the highest. You can help them reorganize their time schedule and use Google Calendar, or use a vision board, or tell them how they set up their home office if they don't have a lot of space. All these things are relevant for people because they are in the home office right now and they have to focus on their work, whether they like it or they can do it or not. So help them to find a solution for their problems. And yeah, I know what you say. Okay, at home work, that's very specific for people who tell me how to be productive and do time management. Let's say your expertise is law and I'm working from home, right? I'm building my business from home. I need to know what are the legal things that I need to do to create contracts from home, or how do I secure my personal data and my client's data on my laptop. Maybe I'm not tech savvy and I don't know how to do that. So a lawyer can tell me what are the security options that I need. How can I create contracts online? How can I employ people from online that is legal? How can I monitor my taxes while I send proposals and get money online? So all these things are important because people are in the home office, and it's not only for people who create productivity hacks. The third content idea is create content for people who are at home with their families. This doesn't only apply for people who are working in like family or social services or even teachers. It applies for everyone. So if you know your audience is affected by working from home with their families being there, create special content that could help solve their issues. So for instance, let's say a working woman is at home and suddenly all her 3 kids are at home and her husband, and she has to struggle to keep home and work on a balance. Okay, let's look at 2 examples. The first, you're going to say, that's obvious, okay? You're a mental health coach and you help women to feel sane while they are at home with their families, to help them reduce stress for them, to help preserve their mental health. So look at the issues that people are having right now with working at home with their families and solve it through content that can help them manage their stress, balance out both business work and homework, help them look at meditation practices or fitness routines that can help preserve their mental health, or maybe walks outside, anything that could help them to solve their issues. The second example is you are an artist. Now that is a little less obvious, okay? You are an artist and now you create content for your audience. Your audience are either people who use your art, they purchase your art, or other artists that love your art and you are kind of a mentor for them. How are you doing it right now with your art and how are you creating it right now? And the other kind of content is help artists who are at home with their families to create art anyways, to not slow down, but to push their art business to the next level. Help them understand how to manage their day or how to manage their art supplies while they are at home. Maybe how to figure out how to create a mini atelier that they usually have at work, at home. Help them understand how they can still pursue their business while they are at home with their families. So in this example, I just wanted to show you there are 2 different people with very different expertise that can create special content for the audience that is at home with their families right now. The third special content is management, whether that is scarcity management or time management. Scarcity management right now with a lockdown is that I just can't go every day to buy stuff from the supermarket. I have to figure out how to be a little more resourceful with my buying and with my going out and with the supplies that I have at home. And the second one is time management. And that goes back to working from home and having your family at home and not knowing how to manage your time while you are in the lockdown. So people have struggles where they are consuming too much and creating too little, or they are creating too much and not giving themselves enough downtime. So a lot of times it happens when you are in the home office and you're not used to being in the home office, or your team is not very sensitive. What happens is that you are at home and you look at your phone every 2 minutes. Minimum. You are always on. You never shut off. You never just go and take a break. You never just go for a walk. You never just, make breakfast without looking at your phone or without checking emails, because you can't slow down. You can't just shut off. You always have the feeling you have to be on all the time because you're not in the office where people can look at you. So time management is an issue right now. So let's say you are a coach and you help people educate themselves in anything. Maybe that is copywriting, or that is building a business, or that is a language. Create content that helps them manage their time more effectively to learn more. So what kind of tools can they use to learn at home? How can they manage their time with family and cooking and cleaning and all these house chores and still learning a new skill at the same time? How can they reschedule their whole day? You need to make them understand how can they manage their time productively to learn your content or a new language or a new skill or a new expertise. And then also scarcity management. Let's say you are a coach and you help people code, but your audience is in the home office right now and they don't know how to manage their scarcity of not having the highest speed internet or the most productive laptop on their hand. They have to work with what they have as tools. So you help them with coding, but you have to understand in what situation they're in right now. Help them solve their problems. How can they code on a low speed internet or a low performance laptop? Help solve their problem in terms of managing. Number 5, mental health. Mental health is important right now because in a lockdown, people are socially distanced from other people. And a lot of times that distancing can speed up mental health issues. And then the other mental health crisis is that people consume a lot. And consuming is not always good because you start comparing yourself to others, you start looking at your own flaws, and you can figure out content ideas to help people preserve or improve their mental health. Let's go back to the artist example. You can create content that helps people deal with their mental health by drawing themselves or by looking at art that is soothing. Or maybe you're a podcaster and a new idea would be that instead of creating a normal episode, you can talk about mental health, or instead of just talking, you can create a guided meditation. So mental health is an important content that you can create during this time. The 6th content idea is motivation and inspiration. And that has to do with people being at home and having this mindset of revamping their lives, or just being a little bit excluded from other people, and that also can have a good effect on you. When you're out and about with a lot of people all the time, you might not reflect on yourself too much. So you might not reflect on what inspires you or what you want to do in your life. What are the goals you want to set? What are the visions? What's your purpose? So motivation and inspiration is very important right now, especially when people are secluded and they are in their own bubble. Help them be in their bubble productively and help them create more goals, or inspire them with stories, or motivate them to start a new business. Because hey, some people are at home right now, they are jobless, so you have to help them create a brand, create a business, create a new opportunity, help them to revamp their fitness. And motivation and inspiration can come from anyone. I mean, all of these content ideas anyone can apply in their own business and on their own personal brand. But especially motivation and inspiration, you have no excuse to not create a content that is motivating to others. Especially in a difficult time like this, people have fears, They have uncertainties. They don't know how to deal with circumstances. We don't know when this whole thing is going to end and how it's going to end. So helping people to keep inspired and keep motivated is a content idea you have to apply. Number 7, education. Education is such an important topic right now because people who have no families at home, okay, have a lot of time right now. You can help them learn a new skill, especially when it comes to having house chores and like cooking. And people can cook and listen to a podcast. People can cook and learn a new language. People can clean and learn a new skill at the same time. You just put your headphones in, you put that audiobook on, you put that YouTube video on, and you learn while you do something else, right? So help people educate themselves. Maybe someone really is stuck at home and they cannot work at all. They will want to work on a new skill.
Mini break, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button to get the newest and freshest content.
So education in terms of helping people learn a new skill, but education also can come in educating themselves about the current situation. Help them understand what this pandemic is. Help them understand what happens with the stock market right now. Maybe you're in finance. Help them educate themselves about the situation that is going on right now and what they can do for their business and for their career. And you help people get through this crisis and come out stronger. And education can come in so many forms. I could learn about something that I've never thought possible because I never thought I had the time. But right now I'm at home, and instead of watching Netflix, I could learn a new language. I could learn a new skill because entertainment is amazing, but education lasts forever. Number 8, how to upgrade your life. And this goes back to the revamp and understanding that right now we are in a new situation where people need to set new goals because of the new situation. So whether your audience are business owners or employees or freelancers, they all have set themselves goals that they will now need to rethink. Because they set goals in December thinking 2020 is becoming the decade where I'm going to be big. And then this thing hits and people need to rethink. They need to redo the math about their business and their financial goals. They need to rethink whether they want to do that upskilling or whether they want to go into a whole different skill set or a whole different department or a whole different expertise because the market is going there right now. Or they need to think about a new business model for whatever they are offering because right now, physical is not possible. So help them set new goals for the situation they are in right now. And it doesn't only apply to business strategists and consultants. If you're a nutritionist, help people set new nutritional goals. Because right now they are at home. You cannot order or go out a lot, so they have to learn how to cook. They can learn new ways how to cook and set new goals for their own health. Help them achieve them and help them achieve them in the situation they are in right now. So with the scarcity of groceries and the time issue and the working from home, think about new goals that really help them set new visions for after this whole crisis ends, inshallah. Number 9, consumption ideas. So we already talked about the fact that everyone is consuming content right now. Everyone is consuming everything. I want to educate myself. I want to entertain myself. I want to be productive. I want to get to know new skills, whatever it is. You help people consume the right things, whether that is consuming the right movies that help them preserve their mental health or consuming the right documentaries to upgrade their nutrition or consume the right modest influencers to revamp their wardrobe. It doesn't matter. Give them things that they can consume. And number 10 is my favorite. Help your audience create more than they consume. Yes, we are consuming so much right now, but the most important thing is us growing only works when we create more than we consume. And people are getting tired of consuming. Like, how many times do I have to Google the best comedies on Netflix before I think about just going and shooting another video? Not a lot of times anymore. Because we are human, and to stay sane, we need to create. We cannot just consume and compare ourselves and like look at what other people create, but we need to create ourselves. That is what makes us feel alive. So create content for people to create things. Help them to create new things during the lockdown, whether that is creating a meal or creating a productivity plan or creating a vision board or creating content or creating their own perfect style or creating a beautiful art piece. It doesn't really matter what it is, but help them. Help your consumers create. Help your audience create. Help them create something, because when they go out and they see whatever they created, they will think of you and they will come back to you because you gave them empowerment. You didn't empower them. You gave them the tool to empower themselves, because if you create, you're unstoppable. So now I would love to hear from you. What of these 10 ideas can you apply right now? And what content are you going to create for your specific audience? Leave it down in the comments and share your diversity with us. So these 10 ideas will help you build your personal brand the way you want it. And if you want to learn how to build your personal brand, check out the Start the Right Brand Guide. It's a guide that helps you figure out what's the personal brand that is true to who you are, that's true to your purpose, what is your audience and how can you create value for them, and it helps you make your first brand actions. Inshallah, check it out. The link is in the description below. And if you think someone needs to hear this message, please share it with her and subscribe to our YouTube. Click on the notification button so you never miss an episode again. And I'll see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.